Pokemon Sword and Shield are the first entries in the 8th generation of the series. They also mark the first time a new generation Pokemon game has been on a home console. Has this leap been a help or a hindrance? I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I am always Matt Tuna Turner, and I will try to promise never to sing again, because I am not the best singer. Who am I kidding? I can't promise that. I enjoy singing. Anyways, today's video is a review of Pokemon Sword and Shield on the Nintendo Switch. I do want to note that this is for the base game. This does not include the 2 DLC packs that have come out since release, Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. If those are something you'd like to see reviews for, do let me know in the comments below, and I will see if I can make that happen. Anyways, why don't I stop jabbering on about things and get into this review. Not a lot has changed after 8 generations of Pokemon. You're still hunting, catching, and battling your pocket monsters in order to gain experience and become the very best. Now, is this a bad thing? Not at all. Game Freak and the Pokemon Company have found a formula that works, built on it, and found ways to keep it fresh. Usually this is achieved through a neat gimmick, and this game has that for sure. Gen 8 introduces Dynamaxing. This is an ability that some Pokemon can do. It causes them to grow to the size of a skyscraper for 3 turns, greatly increasing their attacks and defense. Not to mention it looks damn cool too. The new move cinematics as well as the unique Dynamax forms, complete with the red glow and a cloudy halo, just look menacing. Think of it like the Mega Evolution forms from X and Y, but on steroids. Another new addition to Gen 8 is Dynamax Raids, which is a neat multiplayer mode that combines some MMORPG elements with traditional Pokemon battling. You and 3 friends, or 3i if you, like me, don't have any friends, wah wah, team up and take on one giant Dynamax Pokemon. Sounds easy, right? Especially if you know your type advantages. It's actually not. The Dynamax Pokemon have a massive health bar plus a regenerating shield, and the shield needs to be taken down for your attacks to be more effective. Plus, even though you Dynamax, it can only be done once per battle and only for 3 turns, so you need to time it well, which adds a lot of strategery to the old battling format. These new Dynamax raids are found in the brand new Wild area, which is a vast area that spans across a large part of Galar, and allows you to explore as free and open space, kind of like an open world sandbox game. Inside this massive area, you'll see large beams of red light. These usually correspond with Pokemon dens, and inside these dens is where you activate the raids. Of course, that's not all there is to do inside the wild area. There's lots of Pokemon to capture and items to collect. Since the area is so large, there are many different climates, which means you come across a few different types of Pokemon. There's even a day and night cycle to keep you hunting. Some of the Pokemon appear more frequently than others, and some you'll have to come back to, because they're simply too strong. This is where you come back to the familiar Pokemon formula we all know and love. Challenging trainers, gym leaders, and other random NPCs and tall grass hidden Pokemon to level up your team in classic Pokemon battling, all en route to be the very best. This all helps to keep things fresh and to keep coming back, even once you've rolled the credits. There's not a lot that can be said about the controls in Pokemon Sword and Shield, and I suppose that's a good thing. You definitely don't want them to get in the way of experiencing a game because it can totally take you out of it. Thankfully, the controls are pretty intuitive, and I like how selecting and throwing a Pokeball is mapped to a button command rather than having to look through lists. It makes each battle flow better. Pokemon Sword and Shield doesn't deviate from past games too much. You're just a small town boy looking for those big city Pokemon dreams. So you meet a professor who sends you out on a fantastical adventure. Again, you choose a starter Pokemon. Say goodbye to your ma and set off. With a spark in your eye, you head out west, avoiding the landmines of the adult industry and wait, that's not Pokemon. In the Galar region, you make your way north, exploring vast areas, colorful forests, and big cities, all inspired by our Industrial Revolution era United Kingdom. Of course, you challenge all the gyms to become the best trainer ever, but there's a compelling side story arc that kind of takes a twist at the end and leads you directly to the legendary Pokemon. I don't want to get super spoilery here, but if you've ever played a Pokemon game before, you'll have an idea of where this goes. In the end, it all comes together and feels really good when you've finished it. The best part is it's not all that long. You can roll credits and get yourself that legendary Mon in about 25 to 30 hours. A lot of us had some really high hopes out of the 8th generation of Pokemon games. Not only was Sun and Moon well received, but with this being the first console version and the phenomenon that was Breath of the Wild, people were expecting a lot of really big things with Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield came hot on the heels of the Let's Go series, which itself was a reimagining of an old Game Boy title with Pokemon Go mechanics, which of course meant overworld Pokemon. So with the new hardware means new opportunities, and overworld Pokemon made the jump into the mainline Pokemon games. This was a great addition. Tallgrass random counters are still there, but being able to see the Pokemon in the wild doing their thing just made the world feel more alive and full, and didn't really disturb any of the core game mechanics. A really neat addition to these visual mon is that they each have their own characteristics. Some are sheepish and will run away, while some are more aggressive and will actually charge you. Too bad this can't be said for some of the NPCs. There's a lot of canned animations, and nowhere is this more prevalent than with your rival, who I swear has like the same 2 or 3 animations no matter what. I also have to mention that the game adds dialogue branches to give it a more RPG feel, which is nice. But it doesn't appear that those branches actually do anything or make an impact on the story as a whole. The success of the Switch was propelled by the absolute monster that was Breath of the Wild. The molding of the cartridge had hardly dried and people were already dreaming up a Pokemon game in that style. A vast open world full of Pokemon to catch and, well, that sort of happened. As I mentioned earlier, Pokemon Sword and Shield has a giant sandbox area called the Wild Area. Not quite like traversing a vast open Hyrule, but close. I found that it was here that the game struggled a bit. There was noticeable frame rate drops and sluggish performance. I also found that during battles as well. It didn't seem to matter whether in handheld or docked mode either. I also found the graphics to be okay. Not great, not terrible. They were better in handheld mode than on the big screen. While docked, you can definitely see the jagged edges. The overall art style wasn't terrible or anything. It actually makes me wonder if this was originally developed for the 3DS family of systems and then made the Switch partway through development when Nintendo stopped supporting those handhelds. Despite all this, it's actually really amazing what they've managed to pack onto this little cart. Galar is huge, there's tons of Pokemon to catch in battle, plus all the additions to make the world feel lived in and full. You can also completely customize the clothes and accessories, plus hairstyles of your character. This, complete with an awesome soundtrack that draws on previous entries, but also really helps to set the tone, especially in the final battle, and make Galar feel unique, make Pokemon Sword and Shield a worthy entry into the Pokemon franchise. So, the final verdict for Pokemon Sword and Shield on the Nintendo Switch. For the gameplay, well, there's lots to do, even when you roll credits. Typical Pokemon battling, some neat stuff to do in the wild area, which is a whole new feature. And I gave it an 8. For the controls are fine, no real hindrance. I do like the Pokeball being mapped to a button. I also gave it an 8. For the story, standard Pokemon story, decent length, a bit of a twist at the end. So I gave it an 8. And finally, for the presentation, the graphics are good. They're okay, not great. Cutscenes are kind of stiff. The branching answer pass didn't really seem to matter that much. Canned animations, great music though. I really like the overworld Pokemon. It was a good addition to this game. And the customizable costumes and styles were really neat. So I gave it an 8. That brings the total for Pokemon Sword and Shield to an 8. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Pokemon Sword and Shield on the Nintendo Switch. Again, this is just the base game for the Pokemon. This does not include the 2 DLCs. If you would like me to do a review for the DLC, do let me know in the comments below. Also, if you wouldn't mind just throwing a Pokeball at that subscribe button and maybe throwing a leaf cutter at that bell for notifications, that'd be a huge help to the channel. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.